Hello everybody, welcome to JC Let's Play. My name is Jonathan Cook, and this is episode 2 of Final Fantasy XIV, A Realm Reborn. We return here with Mia Aliapo. We'll get a wave from her very quickly, and she's happy to see us. And as you know, when we last left off, we had just entered Limsa Lominsa. We had to talk with Wristflow up here. And yeah, that was pretty much it. We saw it, we created the character, we saw the intro cutscene. And I'm looking forward to going and exploring this massive city of Limsa and the surrounding area of Lonosia. Matter of fact, let's see. No, what? Wristflow's yelling at me. Hey, what in the bleeding hells do you think you're going? I told you to get over here. Apparently we'd want to stay on his good side. Apparently we can't explore yet. That's too bad. Well, maybe I can run past him. No, we're in the bleeding. Apparently, man, we really have to talk to this guy. We have a very limited area that we can go in. So let's see what he wants by right-clicking on him and starting a dialogue. We have a quest box open up here. Coming to Limsa Lominsa, level 1 quest. We see our reward will be 50 experience and 103 gil. And to be recognized in this venture in the city-state of Limsa Lominsa, you must first register yourself for the Adventurers Guild. I see. We'll accept the quest and go into a scripted cutscene. Now then, I'm sure you're itching to explore, but adventurers are required to register their presence in the city, and without a bit of local knowledge, you're like to get your throat slit in some piss-stinking alley. Well, nice to have faith in me. So, before you do anything else, get yourself over to the Drowning Wench and enroll with the Adventurers Guild. Okay, so you don't want me to get my throat slit, but you want me to go to the Drowning Wench. That's such a pleasing name for an Adventurers Guild. And he shows us over there. It's not far, just head straight down the street and speak with Greffar. He'll show you how to work that big moving platform we call the Crow's Lift, and that'll take you up to the pub. Oh, it's a pub. Once you're there, look for a fellow by the name of Baderon. He's the proprietor of the Wench. He might curse like an ale-sodden sailor, but the man's got a soft spot for wide-eyed newcomers like yourself. He'll set you straight. Got all that? Good. Now run along, and may the navigator guide you on your journey. I'm not sure I have all that or not, but I think we can figure it out. So we see the quest accepted. You have begun a quest! Use the duty list to help you complete your task. And the duty list being this over here on the right-hand side, our little quest tracker there. At the time of this recording, at least, it is unable, if I open my journal, to disable quest tracking for any quests. It's a little annoying, but you get used to it. Hopefully they re-enable that ability. They had it in Phase 4 of the beta. Or maybe not Phase 4. Phase 3 or 4, I can't remember. So we're here talking to Greffar, another sea wolf Rugadin, who's much larger than my characters. We'll right-click on him to welcome to Limsa Lominsa. If you have a mind to visit the Drowning Wench, the Crow's Lift will take you there. Take the Crow's Lift. Why, yes, I would like to take the Crow's Lift. I'll take this opportunity to just kind of go over the UI a bit. You'll see it's fairly traditional. In the left corner here, we have our chat log, we have our action bars, HP, MP, TP, and our experience bar. Over here on the left we have our mini menu as well as what our gil is, which is 0 because we're poor. We have a visual representation of our bags, which are empty because again we're poor. The quest tracker, which I said before, our mini map, and at the top just kind of a notification center. The local time being 9:27 p.m. And you can click on that to change to server time, being on a Japanese server, that being 2:27 a.m. or Eorzea time, 1 p.m. I keep it on local time so I can see a clock. Our sending and receiving. Now it's important, this is not your latency. As I move and look around, you'll notice I'm not sending or receiving any data right now, which could be very difficult sometimes. But those numbers, sending is how much data you are sending to the server, receiving is how much data you are receiving back from the server. Now right now we are in an instanced area. As you can tell, it's quite empty. There's not a lot of players here, not a lot we can interact with. But I will show you that again when we get... Oh, there we see. Sending and receiving 19. Once I get out into the actual live server world, I will hover over that again and show you the difference. So yes, 19 is not my ping time. That is just how much data is being sent back and forth between me and the server. And then we have my mail notification, which you see I have 6 pieces of mail waiting for me once I can get to a delivery Moogle, and we'll do that as soon as we get out so we can look at those items. Let's talk to Battaron here. We're going to enter another cutscene, and let's see what he has to say. Greetings to ye, lass. I should really just read these with an accent, but I'm not going to. What'll it be? What'll it be? Ah, but you ain't here for a drink, are ye? You've come with a mind to try your hand at venturing. Wow, that's hard to read, I reckon. Well, you'll find no shortage of work here in Limsa. The name's Battaron, and this most hospitable of hostelries is the Drowning Wench. I'm going to try my best through this, guys. This is... Gridania and Ulda don't have this issue. 'Tis also the home to the Adventurers Guild here in Limsa. That's why we've got a desk specially for handling guild business, and why we seem to spend more time saving the necks of whelps like yourself than wetting the throats of me regulars. Adventurers have a knack for finding trouble, see? I disagree with that. Not that they need it in these parts, on account of there being trouble wherever you look. If you manage to steer clear of the fishbacks and the kobolds outside the city, the pirates on the inside will get you instead. Well, that's, uplifting. And if they don't manage, there's always the Garlean Empire to finish the job. Oh, and no one knows what they're planning, of course, but if they're planning anything, you can be sure it's to kill the lot of us. Such a positive man. Aye, this town seems peaceful at a glance, but look again, and you'll see there's people living in fear of what tomorrow might bring. Sorry, I had to take a quick drink. And who can blame him? After everything that's happened, Eorzea took a mighty blow during the calamity. But our homes weren't the only things that got wiped off the face of existence by that thrice-damned bastard of a dragon. Dimed. It took our bleeding memories, too, and no one's able to explain it in a way that makes an ounce of sense to me. None of the folks what saw and lived to tell the tale seemed... Let me try that again. None of the folks what saw it and lived to tell the tale seem to agree on how the tale actually goes. 'Tis all foggy, like recollections on a hard night of the ale. You can imagine why people might fear for the future if they can't rightly recall the past. But there is one thing we all remember, and that's the group of adventurers what laid down their lives to drag Eorzea back from the brink when she was bound for the abyss. Well, I say we remember. Truth is, though we ain't forgotten what they did for us, these gods damned calamity-spawned memory loss robbed us, or are their names. It won't even let us picture their damn faces. 'Tis like staring at a gull flying in front of the sun. All you see is your mind's eye is the shadow set against the blinding glare. And that's how every bugger describes it, by the way, give or take the odd gull. It's this what's got people calling the heroes the warriors o' light. If Limsa ever going to put this time of darkness behind it, it's going to need venturers to help banish the fear. It's going to need new heroes like the ones we lost. Maybe one day you'll be one of them, and that's why any aid we can give to adventurers, effort well spent. What say ye, lass? You willing to lend us your strength? I am. Methinks to ye, and to the navigator and all. I knew she'd steered ye my way for a reason. Ah, but listen to me, yattering on like a sun-touched fishwife. 'Tis high time we got your mark in me book. Put your scrawl right there. It's kind of a creepy face he had. Mia Aliapo, is it? Ah, and a fine name it is. I agree. Congratulations, you're now an upstanding member of the Adventurers Guild. I love that it capitalizes the V in Adventurers Guild like it was the A. Oh, excuse me. You there, adventurer. You sailed in on the last ferry, did ye not? The captain reported being attacked by a pirate vessel, and several witnesses have testified independently that a passenger matching your description went out on the deck mere moments before the incident took place. Sending your friend signals, were you? Now hold on just a minute there, officer. You've got the wrong lass. This fine, upstanding young lady is my dear departed grandma's sister's niece's cousin's closest companion. The lass wouldn't be caught dead fraternizing with such unsavory elements. I'm struggling through this today. Is that right? You are surely aware of the recent kidnappings. Respectfully, then, we cannot be too trusting of outsiders at a time when loyalty of even our closest friends is in doubt. Aye, you make a good point there, officer. A very good point. Very wise. You needn't worry, though. I keep one eye open at all times. I keep one eye open at all times. Me, and two more often than not. Now, sir, what say you to a tankard of me finest ale before you return to your duties, eh? Not a watered-down cup of that piss like last time, I should hope. Ain't got the faintest idea what you're on about, officer. The wench might offer some of the cheapest grog this side of the Strait of Marathor, but that don't mean it ain't got what... But that don't mean it won't get you good and pickled. And look, there's a chair over there just crying to be sat on, so kick off them heavy boots, eh? It would assume that I get stuck with the hardest text to read. You'll have to excuse these bloody, eager yellow jackets. There's been a spat of kidnapping, see? And they ain't got a clue what's behind them. Naturally, they've taken to clapping irons on anyone that looks vaguely suspicious, which means venturers, visitors, and pretty much every bugger else in this town. Don't take it personal, though. Us Leminson can be an edstrog bunch of bastards, 'tis true, but given time, we'll grow on ye. Now, where was I? Oh, aye. Welcome to Limsa Leminsa, where the sea's as green as the faces of me patrons after a few too many me black belly whiskies. Now take a moment to gather your wits, and we'll get started with learning ye the ways of the city. And there we have it. The first quest is complete, coming to Limsa Leminsa. I will click complete there, and we will see the quest complete, and this concludes the introductory game tutorial. You have taken your first steps as an adventurer in the city of Limsa Leminsa. Listen well to the wisdom of Baderon Ten Fingers, then go forth and discover the incredible adventures that await you. And even though we've completed the tutorial, we're still stuck in here. As you can see, it's kind of empty. I'm going to talk to Ninia, and pick up this quest, Making a Name. That would be available after I talk to Baderon as well, but I'm still in this instanced area, so... And I'm sorry, I kind of skipped through all of that. I wasn't paying much attention. Feel free, I think everything loaded. Feel free to pause and read through that. But I will go through this. Making a Name. According to Ninia, a number of plants usually found only on the black market shelves are scattered about the first floor of the mizzen mast. Speak with skein rail to travel below. I do apologize. It's one of those things, I have a habit of skipping through non-necessary quest text, so I will try my best to avoid that. We now have our first story-related quest. Those are signified by the exclamation point in this kind of meteor symbol. Close to home, Baderon, proprietor of the Drowning Wench, wants you to perform 3 tasks that will help you learn the fundamentals of adventuring. Oh yay, more of his text. Right then, let's start you off with a nice and easy 3 tasks that'll help you get used to life here in Limsa. Firstly, if you head down the floor and point your nose to the west, you'll get an eyeful of the great glowing crystal in the middle of the courtyard. That's an aetheryte, a device what can move ye from one place to another in the blink of an eye. Ain't no swifter way to travel, providing there's an aetheryte where you want to go, of course. Have a chat with Yellowjacket on guard down there, and you'll be treated to a lecture on the workings of the device. Before you do that, though, remember to touch the thing. Strange as it sounds, it won't work till you have. Second on the list is the marketplace. You'll find the weapons and armor and all your venture and bits and pieces for sale in the district what lies behind the aetheryte. Don't go throwing your gear around just yet, though, or you'll get fleeced quicker than you can say, why is my coin purse so light? Have a word with Swazblat? I'll work on it when we meet him. Instead, he's the head of the Merchants League, by the way. Give him this old octant, and he'll treat you well. And for the last of me helpful hints, I suggest you meet some of the fellow spellslingers of the Arcanist Guild. I guarantee you'll learn a few new tricks for your tome if you decide to join their crew. Muri at the front desk is one to get you started. Got all that, lass? Seeing to them 3 tasks will take you on a little jaunt around the city and help you work out everything there is. Now I've best be getting on. Run along, eh? Bugger it. There I go, sending you off without telling you to summit crucial. That bloody calamity's made a right mess of me memory, I swear. Well, that or the ale. Any road, while you're out, if you happen to pass any poor sods what look like they might need your help, consider giving their tale of woe a listen, eh? Sounds like a chore, I admit, but you never know what's interesting opportunities could be lurking out there, just waiting for you to stumble on them. You'd like to find yourself running odd errands in the beginning. You're like to find yourself running odd errands in the beginning, but once you build a reputation as a woman folk can trust, the jobs will get harder and the rewards more generous. And that, my girl, is how you go about becoming a legend among adventurers. Is everybody in the city going to talk like that? And we see there, we're still in this instance area. There's still no one around. Trust me, it might not quite look like it, but we're still by ourselves. See, I don't mean to be rude, miss, but I know a greedy adventurer when I see one. Trust me when I say you'd better off having a chat with all the folk here before you start wandering the city like some wide-eyed farmer's git. See, we're still stuck in here. We need to talk to the lift attendant, where we see this symbol above her head, this kind of speech bubble with the arrow, means that is a continuation of the quest we're on. So if I talk to her, you wish to visit the bulwark hall below. The crow's lift is ready when you are. Take the crow's lift. And now we will go into Limsa, the lower decks, and be in the real world. As you can see, we have a few characters. Ronan Samarin from DW, my free company with Kalek. Because of our free company rules, this character will not be joining that because we are at near capacity, so alternate characters are not allowed. But these are the peculiar herbs that were needed for the making a name quest, so I'm just going to pick those up as I go. And it's kind of like a trail leading me in the direction I need to go. Because I will need to... There's wrist flow again. I think he's just going to let us walk past him this time. But to pick these up, I'm just right-clicking on them and continuing along. And that is 5 and 6. And for this, I'm going to complete the Close to Home quest, and then we will end this episode. But there are a few things I want to get done first. We will complete making a name, just because it's right here. Yes, I'm Aldiskiff. You have some herbs you wish me to examine? I do. And then by right-clicking and clicking handing over, or just by dragging the item over, I can give those to him. As you suspected, these are highly illegal blooms known as dream flowers. They are the prime ingredient in the creation of somnus, a substance whose fragrance is said to lull the sniffer's mind into the sleep of death. Forgive me, I could not resist the jest. These herbs are not more than Athic lavender, a common enough export from Limsa. In fact, these probably spilled from crates that were loaded on my very own ship. I think someone's been having a bit of fun with you, miss, but not to worry. You've learned a few things and made a new acquaintance. Well met. And for this, we'll get 10 earth shards, which are used in crafting, 2 potions, and 50 experience. And he has another quest for us, as they will often have. If I open my map, you'll see a number... I'll make that a bit bigger. You'll see a number of quest markers here. They're in the Arcanist Guild, which we will end there today. Down here at the Fisherman's Guild. If I go up to the upper decks, if we were up here, you'd see a number of other quests. But we're going to ignore all alternate quests for the time being. We're going to go and we're going to use the Aetherite. And you'll see we have the attuning. My foot is in the stair. And after we've attuned with the Aetherite. And we go into a quick scripted cutscene. Another novice adventurer. Baderon, has sent more than a few of ye kind this way of late. I am Sundhimmel, one of the Yellow Jackets tasked with keeping the peace in the city. It is also my charge to provide guidance to those in the use of this device. Fear not, I shall be brief. Aetherites are crystalline structures that tap into the ethereal energies. They are primarily used as a means to travel swiftly from one place to another. Return and teleport, the most common transportation spells, make direct use of Aetherites and their connection to the flow of Aether. And as these devices are found in almost every corner of Eorzea, any adventurer worthy of the name would wish to seek out and attune herself to each one. And we will do that as we come across them. Once you've expanded your horizons beyond the walls of the city, you will soon find yourself performing the act of attunement as a matter of course. There is, however, no need for unseemly haste. The aetherites found in and around the city will be sufficient for the present, I assure you. Should you wish to learn more about aetherites or transportation magic, I will be here to answer your questions. And we will probably never talk to him again. Return learned. You attune with the aetherite and are now able to use the return spell. What return does is you register an aetherite crystal, for example this one because it is already registered, as your home point. And if I go into my abilities and traits, you'll see we have return here. I'm going to put it on my hotbar. And if I were to use that, it is similar to, say, a Hearthstone in World of Warcraft or any of the immediate travels, free immediate travels to a home point. With a 15-minute timer, I believe, cooldown. 900 seconds is how they put it. But we're going to go move into the market. And there we have Swozblate. That's how I'm gonna. It's Swozblate. That's what I'm calling it. I know it's wrong, but a fine evening to you, madam. Welcome to the most replete marketplace in the grand realm of Eorzea, where every shelf groans under the weight of wonders born from all four corners of the world. Well, he's quite the salesman, isn't he? Pray browse the stalls until your eyeballs ache from ogling. I think that's ogling, actually. The overabundance of unbelievable bargains. Now, as much as I would love to elaborate upon the unrivaled quality of our merchandise, I must tend to some cargo, but recently arrived at the docks. You bear a gift from Bedoron? Whatever could it... Ah, my octant! By the navigator, I must have left it behind in the wench, along with a week's pay and several bells worth of intoxicated memories. And again, we have the rusted octant, and we will move that over and give it to him. I am most grateful to have it back. This tool is a keepsake from my days as a ship captain, you see. Needless to say, your good deed must be repaid. And what better recompense than the wisdom of a master merchant? So humble, too. It is simple and sturdy adventuring equipment you seek. You need look, if it is, you need look no further than the east and west arms of Hawker Alley. Lest you doubt, each gil you invest in arms and armor will be money well spent. Adventuring is, after all, a dangerous profession by its very nature. It goes without saying that Hawker's Alley boasts stalls specializing in the tools of every martial discipline imaginable. And within but a few steps are bazaars and apothecaries that will most amply supply all your potion and perishable needs. Our keen-eyed agents procure a frankly befuddling range of wares during their sojourns to the distant stores, so it pays to become familiar with the type and price of the goods offered by each stall. Such knowledge will serve you well if your purse is light and your time is short. But verbal instruction of this kind will only profit you so much. Experience has ever been the surest teacher, if not the kindest. I invite you to explore the markets for yourself. And we've completed that, and he does have another quest for us, but again, we're going to skip that for the time being. And now we need to go to the Arcanist Guild. And so we're just going to do a quick 360 there, because I wasn't sure which way I was looking. And you'll notice, if I open the map while I'm moving, it becomes kind of opaque, or transparent. Opaque is the other way. So I can see through it. You know, if I move the map over there and reopen it, you see I can see Mia through it. But I prefer to keep it as opaque as possible, as solid. And I missed that Aetherite node, but I will get this one here. You'll see an Aethernet shard, and I can attune to that just like I do the Aetherite crystal in the main plaza. And what that does, I now have the Aethernet access to the Arcanist Guild, and that's just a way to quick travel around the three major cities of Eorzea. You now have access to the Aethernet. Quick travel throughout the city can be achieved by simply placing your hand upon Aethernet shards. We just saw Big Akbad, another Distant World member, use that. And it was just a quick teleportation. But we don't need to do that currently. We need to go talk with our guild. And so you see, we have our final objective here, talking to Muri, the guild receptionist. If I remember correctly, she's quite wordy, so expect a lot of, well, words. Welcome to the Arcanist Guild. It is here that we research and develop the field of Arcanima. Arcanima is the science of employing arcane geometries, intricate patterns the map has intricate patterns that map the unlocked mysteries of existence, to draw forth and manipulate the body's etheric energies. But if I'm not mistaken, you already possess some rudimentary understanding of the craft. Shall I deepen your knowledge of art history as well? The roots of Arcanima can be traced back to the esoteric calculations practiced by the people of the South Sea Isles. It was there, these island folk, that first discovered the method to express natural phenomena in mathematical terms. Building on this process, the existing mathematical formula were further developed into arcane geometries, the precise patterns that allowed a practitioner to weave aether into specific magical effects. The mages who invoked this new form of magic became known as arcanists, and the school of Arcanima was born. I apologize if I'm reading through this very quickly. I'm just reading it how I expect she's saying it. Many such mages, wishing to expand their understanding of the world, took to the seas aboard trading vessels. Having trouble with R's, apparently. Upon their arrival to Limsa Lominsa, arcanists found themselves welcomed into the academic elite and soon secured positions in the realms of governance and council. The knowledge of an arcanist, however, is traditionally passed on from master to chosen disciple. As such, Admiral Merovib, counting several wielders of Arcanima upon her personal staff, became concerned that this exclusionary practice would lead to the eventual extinction of the art. So, at the Admiral's express orders, the official Arcanist Guild was established, and funding was provided for research and training. The complex and demanding nature of Arcanima, however, remains the greatest threat to its own future. If you would continue your study of this challenging discipline, then I must insist that you indicate your commitment to joining our guild. And for that, we see another quest marker, and this one we'll accept because I want to join the Arcanist Guild before I leave here. So, well, have you decided to enroll in our guild, or are you now intimidated by the thought of excessive thinking? That's very rude. And we see here we get raisins. Yum. Muri wishes to reaffirm your desire to join the Arcanist Guild, so I accept the quest. Your sound judgment is to be commended. Now, standard practice dictates that I introduce you to our guildmaster that you might convey your intentions in person. Due to extraordinary circumstances, however, he is unreachable at present. Instead, you may speak with Mistress Thubergame. She has shouldered full responsibility for the guild's leadership in the interim. You will find her just over there, by the bookshelves. You needn't be shy, though her mind is sharp and critical, her manner is always most welcoming. Good, we're done talking to her. Here is Thubergame. I don't know. I get the city where they talk like pirates and have very interesting, Norwegian, Germanic names. And she says her own name. Yes, I am Thubergame. Greetings, and welcome to the Arcanist Guild. As Muri has doubtlessly explained, I am serving as acting guildmaster until our wayward leader deigns to return. I assume our capable receptionist also spoke of our art's origins? Allow me then to expound upon its nature. Arcanima taps into the living energies of aether. The evidence of this is represented most aptly, perhaps, by our ability to manifest the arcane entity Carbuncle, and the manner of magic which this ethereal ally employs our command. The core of this discipline, however, is found in the pursuit of definitive solutions to any potential quandary, even on the presence of battle, nay, especially on the field of battle. It is this principle that takes precedence. If one wishes to make certain the question of victory, then one must apply the most effective strategy. An arcanist is measured by her ability to calmly analyze a situation from moment to moment and respond with the most appropriate spells at hand. The study of Arcanima will test your mental faculties to the point of perplexity. Are you prepared to reason your way through predicament after predicament? Am I prepared to reason? Yes, I am prepared. An unambiguous response, the kind I most prefer. Let us now see if the clarity of your words is matched by the sharpness of your mind. In Lower Lanacea, you will find, among others, 3 species of pest: wharf rats, little ladybugs, and orale. I ask that you employ your skills in Arcanima to eradicate 3 of each type of creature. Leave the city through the Tempest Gate, and you will soon encounter the potential targets in abundance. As long as you remain focused, I do not foresee these opponents causing you or your budding abilities undue difficulty. Once you return from completing this preliminary trial, I will welcome you as an official member of the Arcanist Guild. May your judgment remain swift and clear. And there we have it. We now have our first quest for the Arcanist Guild. I said I was going to complete after that, but I do want to go back and turn in close to home. This episode is going a little longer than I'd planned. And because I didn't get that Aethernet shard in the middle, I don't want to just warp straight to the Limits and Limits at Aetheryte Plaza. So we're going to grab that as we move through the market wards. I assure you that all episodes will not go this long. I have made a slight adjustment to how I plan on doing the Let's Play. I'd said in the last video I uploaded covering Fates that I would be live streaming everything between the main story missions. I've decided for the time being that level 1 through 10, because there is so many main story missions that hit, I'm just going to record those as episodes. And then once I hit level 10, or possibly 15, it will depend when I get there and I can remember how the story goes, I will begin live streaming everything outside of the main story. But just be aware of that. It also gives us more time to get to that 100 subscribers. Did I end up getting that Aethernet shard? Yes, I did. You now have Aethernet access to Hawker's Alley. It also gives us more time to get that 100 subscribers so we can live stream to YouTube instead of Twitch TV and just keep everything together. But I need to go back up to the Drowning Wench, so we will talk to Grenfar, the lift attendant, and ride to the Drowning Wench. And here we are. And Baderon, Drowning Wench proprietor, and I hope he doesn't talk a lot this time. Aye, there ye are, Mia. Enjoy your jaunt round the city, did ye? If ye mean to base yourself in Limits and Limits, so that won't be the last time you'll visit them 3 places. And now you've got some good idea of where's to go. You can start exploring the rest of the town. Oh, I read that with the wrong inflection. You've shown a good ear for listening, lass. Stick with old Baderon and you'll go far. Close to home, complete, we'll get our experience and our gil. We're going to be rich in no time with that gil. And there we have it. You'll see that our next main story quest is not available to us yet, so we're going to finish off this episode here. We'll just spin the camera around, and we'll be sure when we come in to grab a number of these quests that we see here and complete those. And we will try to, again, I will try to keep the episodes shorter in the future, probably within the 15 to 20 minute range. In the meantime, this is JC Let's Play. My name is Jonathan Cook. Let's get a goodbye wave from Mia, and we will see you all next time. In the meantime, take care and peace out.